Hey everyone, I have another deck to present to you, and this is a review of the Power of Surrender cards. It's a 52 card deck to transform your life by letting go. I would probably consider this deck to be more of a self-help deck more than an oracle deck. It can be used as an oracle deck by all means, but I kind of feel like this is more of a pull one card and reflect upon it during the day. This is by Judith Orloff M.D. She is obviously the author of The Power of Surrender. So these would be complementary cards. It's a pull one card and think about it type deck. There are 52 cards. It comes in this box. Power of Surrender. It is, looks like it's Lifestyles is the publisher. So there we go. Oh, these are cover design is by Pamela Holman. The Power of Surrender cards. They're actually good. It comes in a box. It's literally the same size as a regular oracle deck. So I find there is really, the book is just a tiny pamphlet that has about the author. It's literally, it's a fold-out pamphlet, So it just kind of gives you an idea of how to use the deck. Like I said, it's just a one card. I think it's a one card pull. So let's take a look at the cards here. This is the back of the cards. I really love the sunset. It's got the watery, the emotions, the air, the thought. So it's connect, and the sun, the revelations. Boy, I just pulled a whole bunch of symbolism right out of the back of this card. Water, emotion, air, thought, sun, revelation. So, and to try to clear the cloudiness from your mind to help you see clearly. So there's my thoughts on the back of the card. So this card is about the size of, it is the size of a normal oracle deck. So this one is the Work Your Light Oracle, and really, in all honesty, same size. So it's an oracle size. If you're looking at it against a tarot size, it is obviously wider and it is taller. This is the Radiant Rider-Waite-Smith. So the sides of these decks are silver gilded, and you can tell I've actually used these. The silver gilding does kind of flake off after a while. So this isn't, obviously, if you can tell, I'm doing a review of a deck that I've had for a little while. Anyways, but I just wanted to share it with you because maybe you've not heard of this deck before, and maybe it's something that you want in your life. There is no particular order for this deck, by the way. It just, as you can tell, it's just a little tiny pamphlet that just kind of gives you a start. Each deck, though, each card does have the meaning of it on the bottom and the surrender. It is about helping you deal with your own emotions to be able to move forward. I find this a very beautiful deck. It is really good for just one card pulls, especially during a tarot reading. If you're like, after you do it, it's like, okay, well, what emotions, what do you need to surrender in order to get moving, to get going? This deck can really, really work for you in that respect. So let's take a look at the deck. It will be pretty, oh, by the way, it comes in a box, if you haven't noticed. So here we go. Oh, I will tell you, this is a very shiny deck. It's glossy. It is very slippery, so it spreads out quite easily. Shuffling wise, I do riffle shuffle, I know. It works. It's a fairly, this would work even really good, the overhand. It really does. It's an easy deck to shuffle, easy deck to fan, choose your card. Like I said, I don't worry too much because none of these are in order. They're not meant to be in order, but I do like this deck. Anyways, all right, let's go into it. By the way, it's pretty flexible cards. It's a pretty thick cardstock, so I think that the cardstock is a really nice stock for, especially for these types of cards. But the gilding will come off a little bit, but I do use it. So surrender, frustration. Let's go through these. So they have this beautiful thing that they're all built the same. You have the mantra at the top, what to surrender, what to release. You have a picture that reflects, and then it gives you a statement. So like, surrender frustration. Frustration doesn't open any doors. The key to resolving a dilemma or dissolving a block is to take a breath, center yourself, and regroup so you may approach the situation more calmly. So you would probably take one card and put it up there and think about it all day. So the next card, surrender to the beauty of the natural world. Take a relaxing break and spend time in nature. Replenish yourself by feeling the beauty and the ecstasy there. Bringing yourself into the now. Bring yourself into the present. Surrender stress. Take a few deep breaths and exhale the tension you've built up in your body. Let the stress go as you come back to your center. Surrender the drama. So I may not just read them all. I'll just go through them. Surrender to the wisdom of your body. You see the whole thing? Listen to your body. Surrender defensiveness. Surrender to your full power. Surrender to what is. Surrender unhealthy relationships. Surrender your belief in scarcity. Surrender your need to always be right. I think a lot of us run through into that. I sometimes do. My kids remind me all the time. Surrender to your soul's path. Surrender worry. Surrender the idea you can fix someone. Surrender to miracles. Oops. Surrender resentments. Surrender to receiving support and love. Isn't that pretty? Surrender to joy. Sometimes we just gotta let go of everything and just enjoy the moment. Surrender your attachment to results. It's about the journey. Surrender comparisons with other people. Surrender your desire to control people. You can't control anybody else. You can only control yourself. Surrender to play. Surrender low self-esteem. Surrender to rest and sleep. Surrender to passion. Surrender to effortlessness. Surrender to spirit. Surrender your ego. Surrender procrastination. Seems like a common theme. Surrender to the magic of who you are. Surrender to obsessive thinking. Surrender to prayer. Surrender to non-action. Surrender to wonder and awe. Surrender to silence. Surrender to divine timing. Surrender to your intuition. Surrender to trust. Surrender to complete healing. Surrender the habit of people-pleasing. Surrender to denial. Surrender to inner peace. Surrender to setting limits. Surrender negative thinking. Surrender to success. Surrender your fear of intimacy. Surrender your addictions. Surrender outdated beliefs about yourself. Surrender to creativity. Surrender to stubbornness. Surrender to fear. Surrender fear. Don't surrender to it. Surrender the fear. Surrender your fear of change. So those are the cards. I think that, like I said, this is, to me, less of an oracle card, more of a self-help. So I would probably say the easiest way to deal with these cards, just go ahead and mix them up. Spread them out. Turn over a card and reflect upon it. This card was pulled for everybody. Surrender to your intuition. Tune into your inner voice. Be aware of any gut feelings, flashes, knowing, or aha moments that come through to guide you. So if this is a deck that appeals to you, I would suggest getting it. I have nothing negative to say about this deck because it doesn't really need a book. Everything is right there. It's all common sense. So I find that this deck works really well as one card pull, a reflective card for the day. It's a self-help. There's nothing mystical about it. So I really find that if you're a very practical person, this is a great deck to just, okay, Here's the new day. What do I need to focus on? Go pull a card, turn it over, and there you have something to think about, to be able to help you make it through your day, or to contemplate something, to reflect upon something that's within you. I think I highly recommend this deck. It's very simplistic. It's very easy to understand. There's no craziness about it. It's a simple, effective tool to helping you get in touch with being able to help you move forward with any sort of challenges that you're experiencing with your life, to help you reflect and move inward and contemplate the statements, and to see how it will help you, how you could move forward, because maybe at some point you may not be aware that those are the things that are holding you back. So I think this is a good deck. I think I would highly recommend this deck, especially for somebody who's just not interested in tarot but definitely wants a little help in their life. It's a great self-help deck. All right, thank you for joining me.